Thank you so much. We want to talk more now about President-elect Trump's top cabinet picks. There were a lot of big picks, a lot of nominations made yesterday. So we want to bring in our political panel this morning. Politics editor at the Daily Signal, Bradley Devlin, and also former Obama staffer and Democratic strategist, Domonique James. To both of you, thank you. I want to talk about the nomination I think that most people were a bit surprised about. We are hearing this morning from some of my sources telling me that this pick was actually made, this decision was actually made very late yesterday. Matt Gaetz, he faces a tough nomination process. There was an ongoing investigation into him by the House Ethics Committee, which has now been effectively ended following his resignation. That investigation, they say, came out of a case that was actually dismissed against him before this ethics investigation actually started. Bradley, your thoughts on Matt Gaetz as this pick? Should Trump have chosen someone who could potentially have an easier path to confirmation? And then we'll have you answer to that, Domonique, after.
Well, it really depends on what the nomination process is going to look like and the confirmation process is going to look like. If he goes forward, President Trump, that is, with recess appointments, then it's not going to be a question. You saw some senators dismayed, like Susan Collins, about the Matt Gaetz pick. But listen, Matt Gaetz is someone who is good on speech issues. He's fairly good on drug policy. He's good on surveillance issues. He knows how the DOJ, the FBI, that entire network of law enforcement agencies work together. Why? Because he's worked really closely on these issues in the House. Trump feels comfortable with Gaetz. I think you saw that with Pete Hegseth at Secretary of Defense, too. These are men he feels comfortable with, he knows will be loyal, and that is at a premium for the Trump administration, because what did we see in Trump 1? A bunch of leaks everywhere. People on the mid and upper levels of these different bureaucracies refused to follow the commander-in-chief's orders. That was especially true in the military, right? We have Mark Milley talking to the Chinese counterparts about, we'll warn you if we attack, etc. So that is why Matt Gaetz has been chosen for Attorney General. I think it'll be really, really interesting to see what he's able to do inside that institution, given it's an institution full of lawyers, and they're probably not going to go quietly into the good night under Matt Gaetz' leadership.
Domonique, to you.
Well, I'm glad that you found the silver lining in the Matt Gaetz nomination. The fact is, and Franchon had it this absolutely accurate, this was a political nomination to save Matt Gaetz' career because of the very credible allegations of his sex trafficking, pedophilia. Multiple members of Congress are on record talking about what he did. So he had to resign, not only to face charges within Congress, but being nominated as Attorney General puts him in a position to really kill that case.
And we do want to just point out that that case was actually dismissed, that criminal case was dismissed against him prior to this ethics investigation being opened in Congress. Joe.
Yeah, Domonique, Trump's other surprise pick, a lot of people are talking about Fox News host Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense. He is a Princeton and Harvard grad, a decorated military leader, a combat veteran. He obviously loves America. He has a nice resume, but both sides are questioning this pick. What were your thoughts when you first heard about this decision?
Well, the American people voted for Trump, and he's unpredictable. And I think his administration will be a mix of not only competence, but a little bit of chaos. And this is definitely on the pick. What I've heard from a lot of my colleagues in the industry, as well as a lot of reporting, that this was a very unexpected pick for Secretary of Defense, just given the lack of experience, frankly, to manage the Department of Defense is really troubling. Hegseth also has some very troubling comments that, women shouldn't serve in combat. I know multiple women soldiers who will give their lives for this country. There's also very bizarre things like he doesn't believe in germs and doesn't wash his hands. So this will be interesting to see if he's actually confirmed. And I would imagine that Trump is just trying to reward him, shake some things up for a bit for his loyalty.
Brad?
Yeah, remember in 2017,